Okay, so we're down here with someone I've been looking forward to interviewing for a really long time, Big John. He's kindly agreed to meet us down at the Blue Orchid in Romford for a little bit of lunch.
Look at that. Spicy pork. Take one from underneath, never take the top one.
Oh, really? Is that a rule?
Bad luck.
John sorted me out. What's that?
Dangerous Daniel, ruthless Richard.
Dangerous Daniel? Why dangerous?
You don't find out.
Story for another day.
Yeah. That's right. Right, Bob, got a big fight coming up. I know you're one of my number one supporters, so I appreciate it all the way, mate. Good at it.
Thank you, Dad.
Right, see you later on. Bye.
Okay, so John, 50 million views over the past month on Instagram. How does that feel?
Yeah, the views, just, as I say, I'm a normal family man. Never tried to chase anything on Instagram or socials. It's sort of just happening and it's growing, it's still growing now. It's good to have. Brings a lot of good things, brings some bad things. But the good far outweighs the bad. So we can carry on. That's all good.
So
I just bit my bloody tongue as well.
no,
It tells me not to rush eating the prawn crackers, but there you go.
Okay, so work ethic has always been really important to you. You worked as a cheese wholesaler for 30 odd years, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, sometimes working 18-hour days. How was that built into you? Was that something that was built into you as a kid?
Always had, my dad always worked all the hours God sent, but he always had time for us. But he was always tired, he was always working, always stressed. And he done well in life, my dad. Unfortunately, he died when he was 67. But yeah, the work ethic I think is installed into you from your family at a young age, and we've tried to install it into our children as well. But you also install work's important, but you've got to enjoy your life. So you've got to find that balance. There's no point working all the time if you've got no time to enjoy it. So although we work hard, we still work hard. We always make sure we have a good time as well.
You can tell that humour plays such a massive role in your life. Where did the importance of humour come from for you?
Just don't take life too serious. Just don't take yourself too serious. I've always had a good sense of humour, and I just think it's the most important part of life. If you can't laugh at yourself, or anyone that can't take, if you take yourself too serious, what's the point? Sometimes I think I joke probably a bit too much. Charlotte will tell you that. Get told off many a times after a night out, but all our friends, all the people that come on nights out, just always come back for more, so I can't be that bad. Yeah, but I can get carried away at times.
Has there been a time in your life when humour's saved you, or when looking on the bright side, that positive attitude?
I think, obviously, your life's a long way. I'm 51 now, so there's a lot been on in my life, but just recently, I think the only thing that got us through COVID was humour. You had your living taken away from you just like that. And I think if we hadn't been able to laugh and come together as a family, I think who knows what would happen then. A lot of people died during COVID, a lot of people lost businesses, a lot of people lost houses, a lot of people were ill, but also a lot of people suffered mentally because you couldn't live. And I think that far outweighs all the other things, and people forget about that. So I'm thankful, I'm grateful, I've got a loving wife, I've got children around me. We had a nice house, we had a nice garden, but we worked so hard during lockdown. All of us, we worked so hard. And we had one day off a week on a Sunday, and we used to just have a good time, have a laugh, have a bottle of wine, have a few beers, and the rest of the week just work hard.
Right, so it all started from a video that was done posted up, right? Just after lockdown, was it?
His fault, Henry.
His fault. It's all Henry's fault.
Yeah, Henry, my middle son Henry, he does all my socials. He used to post videos of me eating Chinese, eating food, ordering Chinese. He used to post them on TikTok without me knowing. And I used to have people come up to me in the street, can I have a video, can I have a photo? I thought, you're on TikTok, and I wasn't even on TikTok myself. But there was one video, cut long story short, I think it was just during COVID or just after COVID. They had a letter from the bank, and they said they were shutting our account down. Been with them 30 years, don't know why. I owed them an overdraft, and they said they wanted the overdraft pan back after 30 years. So it was depressing time money-wise. We went out for a meal with our good friends, the Potts. They invited us out for a meal for their anniversary. Steve paid for the meal. And afterwards, we were near a pub where my dad used to drink, the Prospect of Whitby, and I said, come on, take me in there for a drink. I spent more on the drink than he spent on the meal, because we was having just sort of like forgetting the problems. Money problems are money problems. And then we went home that night. There's about 15 of us, and we ordered a big Chinese, and I come in with a Chinese box, went, who wants an effing Chinese? And got posted, and I think like millions upon millions of views around the world. Just kept going, and from that video, I got asked by Fisher's Events to do a nightclub event, and I thought it was a wind-up. But I did that in Oxford, and that led to another one. It was mental, crazy, like all the people wanted to see you. And then that led to another one, that led to another one. And then from there, it was a slow burner, because I was still working on my cheese firm. Used to do the nightclub appearance and get up, go home and deliver all the cheese. And then from there, it's just slowly but surely got bigger and bigger and bigger. So then you do other things and other people come on. And like normally, like I'm doing the nightclubs, been doing it nearly 3 years now. People come and go, they have their shelf life and they go. I'm still there. And I'm still sort of growing, so I see that as a good thing, you know, because normally when this thing happens, 6 months, you have a little bit of, I don't like to call it fame, you have a little bit of being well known, you know, and then you're gone. So for me to still be here doing this sort of thing, and travelling to Australia, New Zealand, Las Vegas, you know, is sort of crazy really, you know, but it's testament like to Johnny, to Henry, Charlotte, William, Hetty. You know, because we come as sort of a package. It's not just me. You know, we've got all these other facets to my life. So, and listen, it's still work, but it's better than getting on a van and working for 16, 17 hours, unloading and loading cheese all day.
You've done time with that as well.
Yeah, listen, Charlotte said that the other day. She said, like, you're 50 now. I've done, like, from the age of 18 to 48, every day in my life, 4 o'clock in the morning, bang, 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 non-stop. You know, and we even said when we used to go on holidays, you could never relax. You was always on the phone. We used to have a week's holiday in Cornwall, and on the Tuesday I'd have to drive back until the Thursday, do my work, then come back and spend the last 2 days with them. You know, listen, people have a lot worse. You know, and I was grateful that I could get the time in Cornwall. But it's, I think I've served my time. So if you could have a few years of having a little bit easier, then I'll take it. But saying that, putting up with a load of drunks in nightclubs 2 o'clock in the morning is not easy as well. But but everyone means well, which is good.
So you said before, young people get a lot of bad press, you know, these days.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of people doing really good things.
Yeah.
I think something I've noticed looking at your socials in the last few months as well is that you seem to be like everyone's dad. You know, everyone's got that.
I said
that sort of fatherly presence.
I said this on a podcast, and the Bondi podcast the other day, and like people want you to sort of be a father figure, an uncle figure. But I said I'm not God, I'm not Jesus. I can't be dad to everybody. But if you can just give a little bit of advice, or people look up to you a little bit, then that's great. You know, but the young people do get a lot of bad press. There's a lot of good young people out there, and I think we need to champion them a bit more. You know, just because you've got a few rotten eggs doesn't mean everyone's bad. You know, and that's one thing about the university. When you do the university nightclub appearances, you do meet people from all different walks of life, and a lot of them are real good young people. You know, they're striving, they're trying to improve themselves, they're trying to be as good as they can, and they're working hard, and they're enjoying life as well. So I do think we're quick to put youngsters down in this country. I think we should build people up when we can. I was just thinking, how comes they've been served before us? What's going on here? Look. Yeah. It's a little starter with the duck.
Nice.
It's wonderful. You've got to try a bit of that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's my favourite. You can't get this anywhere else.
Really?
Special recipe. Oh, Charlotte, someone's asked for your recipe of your chicken casserole. Yeah.
I think for me the most poignant part when I was looking through your social media recently was just the amount of people that take solace in seeing your videos. You know, you had a message from someone who'd attempted suicide to say that seeing your video was the one thing that had made them just laugh out loud and brought them back in that way. I think it's something to do with your authenticity and how real you are that just gets people where they need it.
It's just like I'm not one of these. Like, you have mental health. I've always been with someone to get on with it, get on with life. Never let things get me down. Even when they do, you still carry on. But there's a lot of people out there struggling, and I do get a lot of messages from people that are struggling. So I always reply. I always go through my own socials for myself. Try and get back to everyone as quick as I can. And when you receive messages like that, it does it home, you know, and it does. It's very weird, but it's also very humbling as well, you know. Yeah, rewarding that people are messaging you for a bit of advice, you know. Because as I said to you, I'm not a professional. I don't know anything. I'm just a man that's lived life with children, with a wife, with a bigger family. So if you can give any, I can only give advice from my heart, you know.
You can tell it's really heartfelt. I think that's what makes a difference. You can tell you mean it. And I think it's the way that you've kept that, the way that you've stayed so authentic throughout this whole thing.
Always will just keep it real, keep it normal, you know. Nothing dramatic. Just, you know, sometimes people need to pull yourself together a little bit, you know. Because sometimes people are like looking for a bit of sympathy when you don't really need it. You know, there's a lot of people worse off than you, but sometimes people do need a genuine arm around their shoulder and a bit of help. So again, if I can help anybody, so be it. You know, it's so. I never thought I'd be in a position to be doing things like that. So we carry on. And that duck is lovely, by the way. When you get depressed, just have a bit of crispy aromatic duck.
You posted on Instagram the other day saying that strong men are protective and loving and weak men are abusive. What would your advice be to a young man listening to this to help them to stay in a healthy, protective mindset rather than an abusive one?
My advice, I'd say to my sons, anyone can go out and get a different woman every day, every night, but the real thing for me about a man is holding on to that one special woman. You know, but you've got to find that special person first. It doesn't mean go out the first girlfriend you get, hang on to her. And find someone you want to spend the rest of your life with and look after her. And then she looks after you. You know, there's nothing better. I said, I was in Australia, got to my hotel, lovely hotel room all to yourself. Brilliant, can eat when I want, sleep when I want, do what I want. But after a day, that goes. Because you're so used to sharing your life with somebody, it's not the same when you are somewhere and you're not sharing things with them. You know? No, yeah. I mean, we get on each other's nerves, but it would be normal if we didn't. But what you're experiencing, you want to experience with people you love. You know? And don't get me wrong, you have a day on your own, yeah, it's lovely. But then that wears off. You know? Yeah. I don't think so. I think Charlotte would say the opposite. I think she'd like a few days on her own. Nothing.
So obviously you wouldn't be like the obvious love guru, but actually you've had 38 years?
28 years. 28 years of marriage, but we've been together. Charlotte was 16, I was 18. She was I was 17, yeah. So we've been together a long, long while. 4 children later. And yeah, I think when you find someone you know as well. You know, yeah. And we get each other. We know what each other's thinking, and we know we can get away with what we can't get away with, and that's life. So I wouldn't change a thing. Wouldn't change a single thing.
So what is the secret then, John, to a long, happy marriage, do you think?
You know what? I don't think there's a secret. I think once you get children, you've got something that's bigger than you. I love my children, Charlotte loves her children, and our whole being was about them. And we brought them up together, and once you've got that connection with somebody, I'm the sort of person, I know a lot of people are different. Once I had children, that's it. You know, that's my being in life. is to look after my kids. You know, and I wouldn't want to break up with Charlotte and another man bring them up. Or I know it happens. I know it's happened to a lot of my friends. You know, but for me, I'd rather die than that happen. You know, so you have tough times, you have rough times, but you have to make it work. So you come up to me first, didn't you?
Charlotte,
Yeah.
they always say that.
You did.
Different memories of this night.
She did. We used to see each other walking about. So our eyes locked a couple of times, didn't they? And then we met that one night in Hollywood and that was it. Yeah. Boys are getting embarrassed.
And you know, I've seen so many examples of people messaging you, you know, you saying your sons are a testament to you, you know, that they're polite, that they're focused, that they're well brought up. How did you father or parent them in that way for them to turn out so lovely?
A joint effort. Myself and Charlotte, we're respectful people. But that don't mean to say they don't do anything wrong. People always do things wrong and make mistakes. You know, and you have to tell them when you think they're not on the right path or not doing the right thing. And it's up to them whether they listen to you. You know, we've got a daughter at the minute, she's 16. Wonderful young girl. Got a sort of a friend, a boyfriend. So you try and explain things to her. But the more you explain it to her, the more she'll go against what you're doing. So you have to hold back a bit. Yeah, but they're good people. She's a good young lady, so she'll know what's right and what's wrong as well. You got to advise, but you've also got to give them
Freedom?
Yeah, totally. Otherwise, if you hold back on too many things when they do things for the first time, there'll be no stopping. You know, but there's no magic book. There's no magic wand. I think how you want to bring your kids up is how you got to bring them up. It's best for you. You know, but most importantly of all, with love. They've got to know they're loved. Is he laughing at me? Yeah, look, it's hard to say. It's when your kids are there. Look at Johnny. Yeah. Johnny's laughing because he's still trying to find a girlfriend. Look at what from my wife. Look, she sticks up to him and he hates it. Johnny's just hiding that. No, they laugh, but until they have children themselves, it's the truth, you know. Spicy pork. One more pancake.
Both left.
I was only going to eat a little bit today.
Okay, so we've got to come to the hyper-nourished. I like how you say it.
Yeah, as I'm eating done.
As you're eating done.
Yeah.
So, it always shocks me how many messages, I know you get amazing messages from people, you know, really positive stuff, and you also get ridiculous hate.
A lot of hate.
For me personally, I'm like fascinated with how does it not bother you?
It don't bother me because I'm happy with my life. I couldn't give a toss. Unless someone over there says something to me, you know, and they do, they say, oh, come on, you've got to lose a bit of weight, you've got to lose a bit of weight. I've been, when I was Johnny's age, Henry's age, I was fit as them, fit as a fiddle. And I've been fit most of my life. And I don't know, there was a stage, I think it was when my dad died, I think I've just got a bit of solace, a bit of comfort in food. And then you start doing your exercise and you ended up overweight. But listen, there's a lot worse things you can end up. And if I'm online and I see something I don't like, I just go past it. Wouldn't dare comment and be personal to people. A lot of people think they can just say what they want. And I'll take anyone saying anything to me face to face, but when they do it online, it's just cowardly, and you know. And like half the time, if I pull people up on it and put it back on mine, they'll apologise or they'll delete their account, and sometimes I get, oh, why are you putting that on there? You're just trying to bully people. I say, I'm not trying to bully people. If they're willing to post on my post, they're willing to put it out there, so be it, you know.
And especially because people who might not have a big following, they're not going to have a way of responding to the hate.
A lot of messages from like overweight people, men and women, that get embarrassed to go out. They get a lot of abuse. They get a lot of. So I do it for them basically because you couldn't ever go at anyone for the colour of their skin. You couldn't ever go at anyone for their religion. You could never go at anyone for whatever, but you can never go at someone for being fat or hyper-nourished. It shouldn't be allowed, you know? You should have a bit of banter, have a bit of thing, but not the personal. But it don't bother me. As I say, I've been fit, I've been healthy, and I'm still quite fit. You know, I do a lot of walking. Yeah, I'm an active.
You're always in Australia. You were there.
I'm doing a lot of things. So yeah, I could lose a bit of weight. I'm not saying that, but it's like this: when everyone wants to meet me, it's always in the Blue Orchid, it's always in the Chinese. Like tonight, we've got this, and we've got to have a sit down tonight. So how the hell can I lose weight when I'm eating Chinese twice in a day? And I was going to come in here and eat healthy, but once this is put in front of me, I'm too weak.
So have you always had that thick skin? Or did you build it up recently?
Always had a thick skin. Never worried what people say about me. Because otherwise, you spend your life worrying about everyone else. And why am I going to worry about Dave from Grimsby? You know, who's probably not happy with his own life.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think if you're happy with your life, you don't care less. You know, and I'm happy. I couldn't be happier. You know, it's not. Yeah. My dad always used to say to me, "Don't matter if you've got £1 million or £1. It's all about being content in life." And yeah, we could have better holidays, we could have better cars, better houses, but we've got a roof over our head, got heating, got food on the table. You know, we've got a bit of freedom. Yeah. What more do you need? Huh? Yeah, you can strive for more, but strive, work, try and get more. If you don't, as long as you're trying, you know.
Yeah, I think that's what you bring that I always notice. Light-heartedness, I guess the humour, it just makes it easier.
Yeah. Hopefully people get a little bit of, life's too serious, life's too dark. You're one heartbeat away from death. You know, so why take things too serious? Certain things I know you have to, but you haven't got to worry about everything in life. Because a lot of our worst fears never come true as well.
It's true.
So, you know.
That's very true.
And that was Ray, wasn't it? Was that Ray? Yeah. Ray's just come out the owner from 50, 60 years. We used to come in here when we used to sit over there in the corner, teenagers. And we're still here now.
Okay, if you could have a Chinese this Saturday night with 2 people, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
My dad. Because we used to have a Chinese every Friday or Saturday with him when he was alive. And Ricky Gervais. Yeah, I'd love to. Never met Ricky Gervais. Go to what's the cafe in Hampstead, Charlotte? Ginger and White. Our friends own Ginger and White in Hampstead, and we've been there a couple of times. And they say he normally turns up, but whenever we've been there, he's never turned up. I just think the man's like a comedy genius, and he doesn't part with anything because he says what he believes and don't care about what anyone thinks of him. And I think in his line of work, for him to do that is very brave. You know, because he doesn't conform. But forget about that, he's just a comedy genius. Extras, Afterlife, yeah, The Office, you know, it's just unbelievable. So that'd be my aim, to meet Ricky Gervais.
So then have your dad there as well?
Yeah, that'd be good to have. Good to have my dad talk now, see how the boys have got on, see how Hedge is doing, and you know, because he's missed so much. So that would be.
What's that?
Yeah. It's one thing with my dad, you couldn't get away with anything, could you? He'd tell you.
Oh, really honest.
He'd be so straight down the line. But he always knew where you stood.
Really?
And he always did it from a position of love, didn't he? Of kindness, yeah. But you couldn't get away with anything. That's how it should be, I think.
Yeah.
Did your dad get to see the kids grow up a little bit before he passed away?
Yeah, how old was you when Grandad passed? About 13, yeah. So he used to take Johnny boxing while we took Henry football. He used to take William football. And that was just hard work when William first started playing football because he was a goalkeeper but he wasn't very good when he first started. So we used to give William to my dad. Go on, Dad, can you take William? Well, we used to take Henry because he was better. But no, he used to help us out. He used to go with Johnny, he used to go with Henry, William. Because when you got 3 boys so young, you know, it was hard work.
So, has there been one person who's influenced the course of your life, would you say?
You know what? I'd say my dad, obviously, as a younger man, but not really anyone else, to be honest with you. Just I used to like watching a lot of films growing up, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, them sort of films. And then when you get older, it's been like a privilege watching my sons growing to men. You know, and Johnny's like a special breed of man as well, like some of the things he's done, and so I get inspiration from your sons, you know. Long may it continue.
So, like, what do you think the future holds? Like, you're always the first person to say this could be over tomorrow. You're very humble about.
I said to Charlotte yesterday, like, because you have a lot of people talking, oh, you could be on telly, you could be doing this, you could be doing that. And yeah, you could be, but you could also be doing a lot less.
Yeah.
So for me, if I can continue doing what I'm doing, you've got a little bit of well-known, earning a bit of money, doing things you enjoy doing, I think that'll be fine. You know, because I think if you go too big, too well-known, then your life's totally intruded on, you know. And that's probably where Johnny's headed for, you know. If he gets to the realms of world champion, fighting for a British title, fighting for a world championship, he'll have to put up with it, you know.
Can't just come in with the blue orchid and
Come in the blue orchid and well. But we're normal people, so you're not, you know, it's not. You're still going to do normal things. Like people say to me, oh, why don't you fly business class? Well, for one, I can't afford to fly business class, and for two, I've never done it in my life. I'll always be in the economy with everyone else, you know, because that's me, you know. I would fit in the thing, Johnny. Yeah, what's the matter with him? He seems very.
No, I've seen it. The compartment. I've been in it.
He seems very anti-me today. What's the matter, Johnny? What's happened? Yeah, look.
Physically.
Is it because I'm being interviewed and you're not?
No.
I don't think so. Johnny, don't worry about that.
Look at Mum, look. Mum's sticking up for him. As all mums should. Yeah. Oh, this is so nice. Do you not want a bit of this pork, Henry? Do you want a bit of duck? Lovely.
That was so good. Chicken curry coming.
You alright? What do you say? Oh yeah, the massive plate you've just eaten. The truth, I've just come back from Australia, New Zealand, long old flights. As long as I've got room on the seat, I don't need any more than that, you know. So, just a privilege to be able to travel, you know. Yeah, there was someone just said, Big John, I don't know who this is. I don't know.
Big John.
Hello, sir. How are we? You alright?
The project's called Free Spirits. What does it mean to you to be Free Spirit?
A free spirit, I think, comes in many forms, because it doesn't mean you just got to be gung-ho and not care about anything. A free spirit means you do what you've got to do in life, but you've also got the freedom to do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. But I do think it's important to realise that in life you can do anything and be whatever you want, rather than you haven't got to conform all the time, you know. So if you want to do something, go and do it. That's how I see a free spirit. Like, this chicken ball, I shouldn't eat it, but I'm going to eat it. Free spirit, bosh. Lovely.
So, John, how would you like to be remembered?
Remembered. Hopefully, I get told I'm going to die quite a lot every day, and I say to these people, at least when I die, I think I'll have quite a full funeral. I think there'll be a lot of people there wanting to see me off, and I think I just want to be remembered as an honest, straight talking, jovial, loving man, you know. And when I do die, there'll be no skeletons in my closet. No one can say I did this or did that. Always paid my way, always paid my bills, never knocked anyone in my life. But most importantly of all, remembered as a good dad and a good husband. That's all that matters, you know, and the rest of them can sort themselves.